When most NBA players are in high school, you can honestly tell how better they are from their teammates. Some play on very good teams where every player looks like at least a college talent, or some play on teams where they are the only talented player. But just imagine going to a school with not one, but two NBA players at the same time. You can actually go home and be like, hey, I used to play on the same team as two NBA players, or I used to walk the halls with two NBA players. It's over 50,000 schools that haven't even produced a D1 basketball player yet. So for these high schools, it's a big accomplishment to have two NBA players to walk their halls. Enough of the small talk. Germ De Niro TV, 10 NBA stars, 5 high schools, let's get it. Probably the most known duo and the best one in my opinion, played on a very stacked Montverde Academy team. These two played 2 seasons together, but we're only going to look into the last season they paired. At the time, D-Lo was a senior and Ben was a junior. Both led their squad to a 28-0 record and was ranked #1 all season. And as expected, they did win the national championship, beating powerhouse Oak Hill Academy 71-62. D-Lo averaged 19.3 points, 4.7 assists, and 3.6 rebounds, while Ben averaged 18.5 points, 9.8 rebounds, and 2.7 assists. Kyrie's high school highlights instantly made us become fans, but on the side was Michael Kidd Gilchrist. Although he was a top player in his class, now this story is very odd on how they met. Kyrie transferred in from Montclair's academy to St. Patrick's, in which they said it was weird because they met in gym class where they did nothing but play tackle football and basketball, which I guess it means they both knew each other's game and athleticism. But in his senior year, Kyrie averaged 24 points, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists. MKG averaged 18 points and 7 rebounds. Kyrie at the time was a senior, MKG was a junior. Both were ranked top in their respective classes. They also played 2 years together, in which the first year they won the New Jersey Tournament of Champions. The second year they had a 24-3 record, but were banned from playoff contention due to New Jersey athletic violations. The violation was they practiced before, the season actually started. KD played for several high schools but attended Oak Hill Academy, where he teamed up with Lawson in both their junior seasons. These two also played AAU basketball together. Oak Hill, as we know, is basically an NBA warehouse for young players at the time and still is. KD was ranked 2nd nationally while Lawson was 7th. I actually couldn't find any stats for these two, but I just know they made it to the championship because Oak Hill always competes at the high level and they always loaded. But I couldn't find any stats for their averages. Before the success in the NBA, these two young stars paired up at DeMatha Catholic High School on a team that actually featured not just 2 NBA players, but 4. The Grant brothers being the other 2. Quinn Cook at the time was in his junior campaign while Vic was a senior. Vic's stats didn't exactly stand out. He averaged 11 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 blocks. I guess you can say that's solid. Cook averaged just 10 points. Both, once again, with all the loaded talent, they managed to lead their team to a 32-4 record, of course. They lost in the playoffs to Gonzaga High School by 1 point. The most interesting and exciting duo in my opinion, Rainier Beach, another NBA warehouse, both hosted these two in 2015. DeJounte was a senior, while even though KP was a freshman, he started varsity not only because he was talented, but he was already 6'4" and over 200 pounds. DeJounte averaged a near triple-double with 24 points, 13 rebounds, and 5 assists a game. KP, on the other hand, was the 3rd scoring option on the team, and I couldn't find any stats from his freshman year. Rainier Beach had finished with a 24-4 record. They lost in the state championship game to Garfield High School, 66-51.